All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of meat in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll dig up a great deal for you.
Eye patch and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, the fine print's out of the way. It's time to roll with the show. We're back. We're live once again. Oh, and it's good to be back. Out of the frying pan, I guess you could say. It was hot this weekend, just saying. But I have found the answer to the eternal question, can you get ice water in hell? Yes, you can. I did find that much out, definitely. So we've got spot prices in. Gold is at $3,349.30, while silver is at $36.58 an ounce. So for all the people that did brave the heat for swing into summer, that they did very well for themselves. Very well for themselves. And it was great to see everyone, too. Let's get Chuck in here. There he is.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Josh,
Oh.
I tried to send all that heat home with you, but it came back.
Well, I'm not sure that much of it came back because it beat us here.
It was hot. I mean,
Yeah.
even the wind was hot. So it was, but it was well attended. and we had some surprises, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a good time. The meet and greet over at Logger House was well received and pretty good food.
Yeah, the food was phenomenal. The food was great.
Yep, and
I think Tam enjoyed the food quite well.
yeah, so it was a good time and busy, and the hunt was busy, and Mark and Delek made it there, and they had a great time. Delek was extremely happy with it, the way it worked out, and everybody was happy. Debbie was doing her thing with the gold panning later, and Dennis did good in the gold panning, and I didn't get over and get a chance to do that. I mean, you get pulled every way, but the right
Oh
way
yeah.
sometimes. And but Tim and crew did a fantastic job with the hunt, and it was a great day, and people were very happy with their finds and mingling with everybody. And then Naka had their roulette wheel at the latter part of the day running, and prizes being handed out to a lot of people. And it was a good time. It really, really was. But everybody was dragging after we got things put away and got home. Oh my gosh, that was hot.
Oh, yeah, I was not sure if I was even going to be able to drag myself off the field. It was just I was
Yeah,
whooped.
I saw that. I saw that.
I
So,
was not looking very well for wear. I'll put it that way.
yep. And Barb, I think, was having a great time. We
Oh yeah,
chatted.
she talked like she had a blast. She enjoyed her finds and her winnings, and getting to meet a whole new group of people that she's never met before or may not have had the opportunity to meet by doing a hunt in a different region.
Yep, she had a good time. And Jill's very appreciative. Barb sent her some goodies, especially on the bread and butter pickles. And yeah, Jill made sure to tell me to tell her thank you tonight, and that was a lot of fun. Um, but I want to do a little shout out to some people.
Well, and we certainly thank her for running along with us.
Well, good, cool. Um, you all know that I was running some raffles for the Cordova Cares and my Cordova Firefighters Association, and phenomenal success with that.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
and
I'm going to throw Dennis in here real quick too while you're talking about that.
hey, Dennis.
Howdy. Oh, I
Figured
didn't. There I am.
here while Chuck's talking about Cordova Cares.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the neat thing about it is on the show the week, couple days ahead of time there, they put I think it was one of their NX5 shovels up for auction, and they raised $300 on it. And of course, Mr. Gary Penta, he
But 250.
250 right off the bat. So by the time everything, the dust settled and Jill went through everything and we got evened up, we turned over a check yesterday. I wrote a check to him for $1,700.
Woohoo!
So that's going to go a long ways with feeding the kids, supporting the library with the other programs we do too. That they do library science nights where the kids come in, but they bring their parents, and we do a fire science night on how to keep the house safe. We actually do pan fires, bring in fire extinguishers, and you won't believe how many parents have never ever discharged an extinguisher on a fire. We do a whole bunch of stuff with them all year long. So this money is very well received in feeding the kids that need that, and we're up to a couple thousand meals already. So
Yeah.
thank you all. And then thank Mr. Richard Kruckmeyer, thank all the I&I Club and all the rest for allowing me to do that, and all of you that bought into it, and the winners got some nice prizes. So, very nice prizes, including the gold nugget and a gold coin. And it was good.
Right?
I thank
Yeah,
you all,
absolutely.
each and every one of you. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yes, and you, Josh, for helping get the word out and getting prizes and things like that for the hunt. Josh worked on getting some nice prizes in.
Yeah, worked on trying to get an ugly box in. We tag team trying to get XP represented there, and
Did so that helped a lot. And Rob Rizzo, I thank him. He got involved with it, and then he was demonstrating the new high frequency coil that's out there. And for those of you who are listening, there have been 2 shipments of HF coils from Deus right now. I'm on the list. The first one was 50, the second was 70. So they were back ordered 900 coils. They haven't
wow.
received another shipment yet. So it's going to be a slow process. You're just going to have to be patient. I've got several ordered from people, and I'm on the list, but the first 2 orders have not covered what, and that they're trying to get 1 to each fender, and it hasn't been totally covered yet.
But
It's
as
a
soon
slow.
as they do start to come in, we can let everyone know.
Yes, we will.
And
Yes,
yes, Frank, the orange bag did make it home. Thank you.
those
Ah,
those notorious orange Natka bags. I don't think
yeah.
Dennis has gotten done giving away what we had left over.
From the last one.
I think
Every
we just hit the very end of them about a month and 2 months ago.
did
Wow.
we? Well, I'm almost willing to bet there's some more floating around.
I'm sure Tim will be bringing some more.
Right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And to all the winners, there were a lot of detectors, a lot of great equipment, pinpointers, stuff given out. It was well ran. There was silver and silver dollars and um,
Prize
gold.
tokens.
Yes, the hunts were very good, very good. So everybody was happy. Everybody had a great time uh, in both events, the meet and greet and the hunts. And the kids' hunt was one of really has grown, and we had quite a few kids hunting out there in the age group, and they were having a blast, and the whole group was just happy, even with the heat. I've got nothing but great comments on I&I Club's hunt.
Yeah, and at one point I looked at my phone with the heat index. We were looking at 110.
Yeah, yeah, it was. And then the wind decided to pick up pretty hard. I'm thankful Kevin Smoot, and he had a good idea, and he had the equipment to do it. And we put tie straps down with ratchet straps, and it held that tent in place because we were getting some 30, 35, even probably close to 40-mile-an-hour gusts.
Oh yeah, there were a few times I saw people's booths where the wind was it wasn't getting it done, but it was trying to take them.
Yep. And Rizzo was doing demonstrations on his coil, and I mean, there was a lot going on and helping people get things set up. And there were a lot of people that had never been to a hunt before, came, did very well, went away happy. We set up their detectors. They had a blast. They found a lot. And yeah, it worked out very well, and we had a nice big hunt field. It wasn't crowded, and it kept people busy for a while to cover that field.
Yep. Speaking of which, Randy DeMario was a first-time attendee. So last weekend was his first swing into summer, and he did very well for himself. Not only did he take a number of coins off the field, but he also won a legend in the raffles, I believe, that he
Yes,
took
he
out the next day and found a silver ring on the beach with.
saw that post this afternoon. Yep, his first
So,
was a nice silver ring with a legend in the water.
yeah. So congrats to him.
Yep,
Marks and his crew did pretty good. Him, Emery, and Clay, they pulled quite a bit off of the fields, and
they helped Debbie wrap up for a while. I mean, she needed a hand there.
yeah, and they even won themselves AccuPoint pinpointers.
Yes, they did. So they were in the ID me thing. Everybody beat me. They're all happy. I was so hot and tired I didn't care.
Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure there were some shenanigans going on there.
Okay, whatever. We had a great time. Everybody had a good time that day, and that's what it's supposed to be. You learn. We want people. We get a lot of first time hunt goers, and we want them to go to a hunt and go away with the fact I had a good time. It was worth my time. I learned a lot. I met a lot of great new people from places that I've never been to before, and just had a good time and integrate all that into a positive event. Chef Frank, he did a great job on the hot dogs, but there was a lot of good side dishes there too. Let me tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, food was real good.
Yeah, man, it was appreciated.
Frank could have. It was so hot. Frank could have just laid a piece of aluminum foil out on the ground and grilled hot dogs right there.
Yeah, I think he could have. A black pickup truck could do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that blacktop in the parking lot was oof, nasty.
it was brutal.
Yep, yep. And we had one or two little problems in the beginning. They didn't have water for because they hadn't unlocked it. So I used a little bit of ingenuity and contacted the local fire chief, who I know, who contacted Public Works, who contacted the water department, and sent the keys over to him. He came down, finally unlocked it. It wasn't potable, but a lot of people were using it to cool down, which was a godsend.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm
Yep.
sure that Randy agrees. I mean, I've said it before, and I say it again. If you have not attended a swing into summer event, you have got to do that. It should be on your bucket list. You're not going to find a better group of people.
Nope. And they're all wanting to help you.
Yeah.
And it was a good time had by all. Some great finds made. I don't know if anybody got any wild silver or anything. Nobody reported it, or if they had time to go out and hunt.
It
But
was so hot it got up and ran off.
yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. So,
Uh,
but you know what? The attendance stayed the entire hunt. I mean, everybody was out there to the very end.
yeah, I do. I guess I can say I think the heat may have hindered attendance as far as those that come in the day of. But those who had already planned on attending, pre registered, all of that, they were there and they were there to the end.
Yep, it was good to see people that we talk with on the show all the time. Barb made it over with you guys, and she met a
Yeah,
lot of people that listened to Barb on the show.
she's a fireball, let me tell you.
Yeah. So all that was a good time. They get to meet Frank. They get to meet Alan and John Ramoska. Uh,
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, big shout out to Alan and John as well. When we got there to the hunt, they we didn't even get a chance to see if somebody had room in a booth somewhere, because they're like, hey, you guys are over here. Get in the shade.
Yep.
And made sure that I had plenty of cold water and all of that. So big thanks out to those two as well.
Yes. So it went well. It went well.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. And I tried to mention it a couple of times at the hunt and at the meet and greet. Um, I don't know. People may have missed it or whatever. Tim mentioned that the Ugly Box was donated by me, but it was actually donated by Ugly Gear USA. And I never did get the chance to find out who the gentleman was that won the Ugly Box. So that person still does not have an AC adapter.
And I wish you told me, because I had some spare box parts with me, a complete kit. We could have gave him that one. I could have ordered another one in the AC adapter. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
So
and I didn't even give that a thought. But, I mean, there was a battery adapter in there. So
there,
they can still run it that way.
yep, yep.
And if whoever won happens to be listening, all they have to do is message me, and I'll make sure to get their shipping information off to the right people and get one out in the mail to them.
There you go. There you go. Dennis, how'd you do in the hunts?
I did not even get out on the field.
I just wondered.
Yeah, I was. It was.
Brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal, and you know,
Yep.
one of us needed to stay at the table anyway, selling tickets and stuff. So
Yeah, I knew you were tied up there, and most of the club that works something, they don't go out and hunt. They stay with their task. We do our thing, and away we go.
yeah, Marcia got out for both hunts, and she did pretty good. So that made my day worth it.
She probably come back telling Dennis, it was so hot I got out from the shade to hunt and my shadow ran away.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. She was beat red when she come back off the field.
Oh yeah, I saw a number of people beat red, and you can tell it too. I mean, go back and look at the posts in the INI group or the IMDA page, and you can see people's shirts were just so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know, and like I said earlier, you know, even though it was so hot, everybody had a good time.
Yep.
Yes.
And hey, we had guys that, let's see, there was Dave, Frank,
Yeah.
Dennis, myself, Alan Humphers. I think that was the 5 or 6. Did I count 6 that go to Alaska there?
Tim, did you have Tim in there?
Yeah, and Illinois Tim was there. Yeah,
Yeah,
our crew. We should have done another. I didn't think of it in time. We should have done another group photo.
yeah, because you had KG and Ringy and Gary and
There was 3 more. We had about 10 of us, sir.
yeah.
But everybody was like, I don't know, I didn't want to get out from under the shade to go take a picture.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was something else.
So, Dennis, are you ready to go to Alaska?
Yes, sir, I am. I'm ready.
Everybody's ready to go to
Yeah.
Alaska after last weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell, I'm ready to go to Alaska after last weekend.
The high gnome today was what, 46, you said?
53, I think, today.
43. The next week is in the 40s. They're shaking off winter right now. It's about the end of their spring. Their summer will kick in all 3 weeks of it. They're in mid July till the second week of August. Then summer's over. Second week of August, it's fall. You actually start seeing leaves turn.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm itching to go.
I've talked with one of our group that's going this time. Just just before the show, and he can't wait. He's so excited he cannot wait. And it's an adventure. It's always an adventure up there, and you never know who's going to
Right.
trundle into the camp.
Yep.
You may have some of the Bering Sea boys come in, Palm Rankies. Who knows? You're going to get to meet some pretty cool customers once in a while, and it's neat. So,
Yep.
and Betty herself is a neat person. Augie.
Absolutely. Betty is really something else. She's quite the lady.
Yes, she is. And one heck of a gold miner.
Yeah.
Yep. So looking
Ain't nothing
forward to,
wrong with that.
and then September we've got Dig Fest, Chicago and Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin, yes. And I that's another thing I got to mention too. This was, I mean, I've followed the ID Me hunt. This was the first time that I got to see it in action, and I think that they've really done well thinking this thing out. And I was surprised just watching it, seeing how smoothly things ran. They're doing good with it.
Yep. And then uh, that hunt up there ought to be interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to make it up there, but oh my God, that is such a trip for me, and it is right there at the time of my treatment, and
Yeah.
I
Good.
don't know.
Good. So, but I know they have spots open on that hunt. And if you can and you think
Yep,
you could, I'd sign up for it and go up there.
and they still have cabins open, I believe,
Yeah, I know they had. Yeah, the smaller ones were open yet, I think.
or camping at the very least.
Yeah, so that's still open. There's things to do yet. Things to do yet. But
Yes.
as far as getting out and hunting right now, I considered just going back up to the field up there and swinging a coil over it yesterday. It was 94. I said, you know what? It can wait. It can wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we had
Right.
talked about getting up Sunday morning and going back over, but we stepped out the door of the hotel and went, nope, nope, nope.
Now, let's sit back, have a cup of coffee in here where it's cool in a Danish and say we did, but we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, so we went and had breakfast with Ramoska before he left and maybe teased Alan a little bit with a caramel.
Oh,
Oh,
cool. Cool. Yeah. Jill wants Marcia's recipe to that cake.
Oh, the Texas sheet cake?
Yeah. Yeah, the walnut. Yeah.
That could
She said,
probably be arranged, I believe.
yeah. So
that
we'll see how.
sounds tasty. Do they
Oh, it
have
is.
to pay for it in caramel?
Probably.
When we were in Wisconsin or Minnesota fishing, I took caramels and Marcia made cookies and that. So one of the guys that was there was wondering, I wonder what the caramels would taste like melted and put on top of the chocolate chip macadamia cookies. So we kind of
Delicious
did
is
that.
what they would taste like.
Yeah, we did. I melted some and put some on there, and they were pretty darn good.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I can only imagine. I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
Sounds great. But other than that, no, it was a great time. Met some people that new people come in. Heath Jones showed up, was walking around the crowd. We had a couple nomads there that I met, the gals, and I think they're going to be up at Chicago Dig Fest hunt in Wisconsin.
Uh, I believe so. I know Hot
Yeah.
Mess will be, I
Yeah.
think.
Hot mess will be.
Yep. And there was some others walking around that I'd seen once or twice before, so they were just hanging out.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, and speaking of getting to meet new people, I finally got to put a face to the name, so to speak, or well, got to meet Emery in person.
There you
Put it
go.
that way. Very, very cool gentleman to sit down and talk with.
Good guy, trust me.
Yeah, yeah, super great guy.
If you want to take him to a spot you got to think that you think you have worked out,
He'll
and
show you it's not.
he'll show you it is not worked out. Trust me on that.
I swear that guy carries a golden horseshoe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Find some neat stuff.
Even hunting at the campground before the meet and greet, he
Yeah.
picks up a $50 right off the top of the ground. Didn't even have to dig for it.
So that's Emery. Is Emery in the house tonight?
Yes, he is.
Hey Emery, how you doing, buddy? Thank you guys for
And
coming over and helping Debbie for a bit.
and for those who weren't in attendance, they can check out Bark's detecting bits. They can check out the history digger.
Yep.
A number of people
Yep.
have videos up.
Rizzo.
Bart's
Yep.
got his up, and he did a good job with it.
Yeah.
That's how I know about the $50.
Was it Ring? He put up that nice collage of pictures from
Yeah,
swing summer. That was pretty cool. Everybody
yeah.
seemed to have a great time. And, you know, if you ever think of any
Thanks,
way,
Phil.
I have no control over heat, neither does the club. Make it better. Always give us input. We always like taking any input. Positive feedback input.
Right. Barb says she thinks she got to meet at least 20 friends that she never got to meet before.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Probably met a few that's been on the page with us here on the show. And
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Because she got to meet Kevin and Clay and Emery and Dennis and
right. Barb was working it already. She was looking for
Fleck.
Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hate to say this. We're 6 months into it. It ain't that far away. Darn. So,
Right now, I'm just trying to make sure I make it through these MRIs and treatment, and then I'll focus on Christmas.
there you go. So, but no, and it was a group effort, no doubt.
Yeah, and that's the thing with an event like this. It takes a village, and it can't be done without the assistance of all of those that were working in the background or in the foreground, mentioned or unmentioned. We appreciate them all.
Right. So it was a good time. It really was. Now, hopefully, we get a little break in the hot weather here, and I can get out and I got. We've had enough rain. I've got a couple permissions that I generally try to only do after the ground is nice and saturated, and we've got that right now. So I got a
Really,
couple.
even with this heat?
Well, I'm only waiting for that to tune down a little bit.
No, I mean it's still moist enough with this heat.
Let's see, what did we have last night? We had a half-inch rain. The other day we had 3 inches of rain. We had 2 inches of rain, and then it turns up and it's soaking in. I mean, we did not get torrential. It rained all night. It was just a nice soaker, and all through the area here. So taking a dig tool, I'm pushing it in easy with just a little bit of a push, and
Nice.
if it would just be kind of cool in the morning, I got a couple I want to go work on.
Right.
Yes. So, but tonight's pretty nice out. Tonight is a very pretty night.
Yeah.
Those storms rolled through and the temperature dropped about 10, 12 degrees immediately.
All I can say is after last weekend, the weather is beautiful indoors.
Yeah,
Well,
I had the safe light guy in my driveway today getting my windshield replaced from the trip home. We got picked up a rock on the other side of Princeton, put a nice
Oh
little
no.
spider web in the windshield. So yeah, it's all better now.
Wow. Well,
yeah,
at least that's been resolved.
Yeah.
yeah, yes. So that's good. I
Yes.
missed part of that because phone was ringing. So anyway, hopefully they decide to have another one next year. They probably, I would almost say, just have it at the same place next year.
Yeah. I mean, with the shelters you have,
Yep.
there's, I mean, if it hadn't been quite so hot, there's plenty of shade there.
Oh yeah.
This year I don't, the shade helped, but it was still hot. But yeah,
And try to pull it off again and see if we can get them all back together.
yeah, that'd
And
be
it,
cool.
and it was kind of it worked out in the case of Naka having Delek and Mark there because they were able to, they were at a business thing in Denver, and all they had to do was reroute one flight and be able to make it to us. Unfortunately, the hours, the timing of it wasn't good, but they got there about 10 in the morning and spent the day there, and then Alan and John had a booth set up for them, and it all went very, very well. There's not
Nice.
many events that Delek gets to go to.
We'll see, Alan.
So that was fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think she really got a kick out of being able to attend that one finally.
Yep. Yep. The last event I was at with her was,
Florida Hunt.
yep, that was it.
Florida Hunt 8.
8. Yep. Yep. That's been a few years back. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute.
yes. So, but that's about all I had for tonight. Thank everybody. You really did us a fine job on pitching in and making it go smooth. And KG and Ringy and Delek and Mark and Alan and John and Debbie and Rizzo and um, all the others that were there in attendance and having it all put together. Um, I just wish it hadn't been such a cooker.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. This is one of the few ones that we didn't get a little rain somewhere in the day.
And it's probably the first one that we would have been glad to see some.
Yeah, yeah, that'd been good. That'd been
Because
good.
it
And
was definitely warm. Record breaking temps, the likes we haven't seen in 10 years, probably.
that's true. In this month, yes. In this month, yes. And it's supposed to stay. We're still supposed to stay in the 90s the rest of this week.
Yeah, I've stayed indoors since we got back. It's finally starting to cool down a little bit, not much,
Yep, yep,
but
yep.
hopefully I can get back out to getting some things done outdoors.
Right, right. So, anyhow, if you got anything else you want to talk about, I can't see the chat if anybody's got questions.
I
You
haven't
know,
seen too many questions.
yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure if I missed anything or not. I've been trying to jump back and see, but
Yep. But if, you know, we had a lot of people come in. It was good to see all that came in, and they had a good time. The kids hunt, I got a real kick out of that because we had a lot of 4, 5, 6 year olds, 7 year olds out there hunting. Some up 9, 10, a little older than that. We had a bunch. Oh, that was nice to see the numbers in the kids hunt like that. It really was,
Right.
and they were having a blast. They were just having a blast. Uh,
Oh
Tim
yeah.
Rushing had Tim Rushing had grandson in there, and a couple other members had granddaughters and that, and they were out there just enjoying themselves.
Yep. And I think a lot of kids walked away with a Dirt Pirates sticker.
Oh, big and little kids.
Well, yeah, good point.
Yeah, a couple guys come in. They're going, "Hey, can we?" They bought raffle tickets. Can we get a couple stickers? I said, "By all means." He said, and he had his grandson with him. Grandson standing there, and I looked at him. I said, "Take one," and he says, "I'll be back, Grandpa. I'm gonna go put this on the truck." And he, "Whoa, no, 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 you're not." He's just going to stick it on the side of the truck. It was funny. So I said, "Yeah, you better listen to Grandpa about that."
There is a question in the chat though, who won the Manticore? And unfortunately, I don't have that kid's name, but it went to a kid, I do believe.
Yes, it did, and it's posted. Tim actually got the picture up and the name, and I'm sorry I'm not drawing on the name.
Yep.
Oh,
That kid has got to be absolutely thrilled.
well, everybody. Hey, the guy that won the Vortex, he was happy. People won the Legend. Um, the gentleman that won the Deus 2 and Pinpointer. I mean, there was a lot of great prizes, a lot of detectors. Wow, scores and the winners in the ID Me stuff and all that stuff. It was great. There were a lot of prizes, great prizes being given out, and silver dollars to be found in the field and tokened. And there was a lot of that going on. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and the Deus tokens good for different prizes. Good deal. Rob did a good job with that. Come in, turn the token in, get a ticket, and then draw for the prizes.
Yep. I know I sent a few people his way that had found XP tokens
Yep.
and he was telling them, well, now that they know what to, now that you know what to do, spread the word. And they're like, well, I didn't know what to do. Josh told me.
There you go. There you
So we
go.
were trying to spread the word. And
Yep.
then word spread pretty quickly after that. Once a few people knew what to do with the tokens, it
Yes.
spread like wildfire then.
Yes, sir. It did. Yes, sir. It did. So, in fact, Jessie Joe came to me and she was showing me the haul she had. And I started going through and I said, "We got an XP token." She said, "What's that for?" I said, "You take that gentleman over there." And they went through and she had 4, one of the brass ones and 3 of the aluminum. So she got
Nice.
into the drawings. Yeah. She didn't know what they were for either. There were several of them didn't. But yeah, like you said, they caught on quick to that.
Oh yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
they do catch on real quick.
Yep. 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 So,
Because I know somebody had asked me, they said, how do you know if you got a prize token? Does it have a number on it or something? I'm like, why? What do you got? And
yeah.
they handed it to me, and I'm like, oh, you got an XP token. You need to take that over to Rob. And pointed over
Yep.
that direction.
Yep. Yep. And I think that overall, there was we had the historical society there, and the ladies were having a blast with that. That was Frank's setup, and then we had Kevin Smoot with Polo Historical Society. Had the books on the Civil War. Was it the 115th Regiment from the state of Illinois, and all their diaried movements and that kind of stuff? Beautiful book. And we had a variety of things that sometimes you don't see much of at these hunts.
Right. Yeah, there was definitely people were not in a shortage of things to do, I don't believe.
No, you could get into ID Me. You could visit the Naka booth. You could go over and pan for gold with Debbie. She had stuff going on, giving out tons of prizes for Mind Lab. So everybody should have went away with something that was involved
Yeah,
in it.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Yep. So,
And the way it sounds from Dennis, Marcia had a good time. So,
yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
she won a couple of Gary's stuff at the tokens, the KG and
Oh,
Ringy
yeah. And
tokens.
Gary, hey, those patches are great.
Yes, they are.
They are great. And they raffled off a bunch of stuff. And of course, KG and Ringy doing their thing out there, the fun you could go have with those guys. You just never know what they're going to pull.
right?
Oh, we're looking forward to next year's already. We're just going to fine tune the thermostat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was up there a little ways this time.
Yep. So,
And
but,
humid. Oh,
oh, yeah.
you'd walk out and it'd just smack you in the face.
Yep, it was. But we didn't get thunderstorms. We didn't get tornadoes. That was good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's been a
Too
bunch
hot
of
for
that going on.
tornadoes.
Yeah. Yeah,
They stayed away.
yeah, they quit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when the tornadoes are even looking for AC.
So what's the next big local hunt going on? Do you know other than Digfest Chicago?
Digfest is the only one I know of that's fairly local.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank myself. If there's something else out there on the horizon other than Digfest,
Hmm.
it's not coming to mind right now.
There you go. All righty.
But Digfest will definitely be the next one that people want to hit.
Yep. I would say try to make that. Now, that one's in September in Wisconsin. And it shouldn't be too cool.
I promise it won't be 110 degrees with the heat index.
And up where that area is, you might be jacket weather in the morning and early evening there. But other than that, it should be a good time.
Yeah, I'm all for a hoodie in the morning and the evening. That's sounds good to me right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cup of coffee and a Danish, and we're up ready to go.
Yeah, well, we'll be tuned up for that when we get to Alaska, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, the
Right?
coffee's on. You know it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Coffee's on all the time, just about.
Yeah,
So,
I guess
Yeah.
for you, Dennis, and a few others, that's the next big thing on the calendar for you folks is
yeah.
the Alaska trip.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin
Well,
and Clay are they're pretty excited about going. So
I didn't have a sit down with Clay on that yet. I need to have a sit down with that. He's in charge of watching his dad.
oh
Oh,
well,
you'll be able to find Kevin if he gets into trouble.
you'll be able to find Kevin if he doesn't get in any trouble.
Right?
Right.
Yep. I was never in any fear of not knowing where he was during the hunt.
Oh, no. You can find him.
Oh yeah.
Just sit still.
Yep.
Listen.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be hanging on to my coattails through the airport, so I know right where he'll be.
Oh, yeah. That's your problem.
Now remember you're on the same flight as us now, so you know, just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Right?
So is Frank.
Oh,
And
they
then
did
so
get
is
switched too.
nephew. Yeah.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah. There's a crew
Yeah.
of us getting up on that one.
Dennis may pack a
But
handful of caramels just
we
to
are
hand
not
off to them,
stopping.
saying, "Here,
We're,
chase Chuck."
there you go. We're not stopping in Seattle to have Wendy's, so there's no problem there.
That's exactly right.
Oh,
No, we got a direct though. So I think what did we land? 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, right around 1:30, 1:40, something like that.
Yeah, we should get to our hotel timely, and it'll be good. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
No,
see,
all right,
you'll have
guys.
to remember, Dennis, like I said Friday, I laid off of the Wendy's thing.
I I haven't touched it since last year. So
There you go.
Uh,
There you go. We, we could either call him the flat tire kid or something like that.
yeah, well, hey, I
You
was
know,
there to
there's
entertain
actually,
you last year. That's all I can say, and I did a
yeah,
good job of it.
actually,
right. Yeah.
actually, that's not your fault.
No.
No,
It was
that's
done.
Mr. Frank Juarez.
Yeah, yeah,
We're blaming him.
yeah. The disappearing act.
Yep.
Well, that's the way it
But,
goes sometimes.
well, you ought to really see him disappear if somebody says the cohos are running.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Oh,
Whew.
yeah, the fish are biting. Where'd Frank go?
Yep, yep, he's gone. And he'll get together with a bunch of them, and I'm sure they're going to make their pilgrimage up to Lenamac or whatever that lake is up there, and go after the big northerns again. That's amazing up there.
Right.
Amazing. So, well, anyway, boys, I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you all for everybody that came and supported the hunt and supported things that we did. It was wonderful. It was hot. We
And much
survived it,
appreciated.
Yep.
and everybody had a good time. A big salute to my partner here, Josh Kimmel, for coming across and suffering in the heat with the rest of us.
Oh, it was brutal. I mean, people were asking me this week, hey, so how did the weekend go? I'm like, oh, it was brutal. I think they were trying to kill me, but I
Uh,
made it.
and Barb, salute to you. And Jill loves your bread and butter pickles, by the way. Good job. And thank you. So, and everybody else, and all the guys that threw Mr. Gary Penta for the patches and all the work he did. It was
Yep.
amazing. And of course, KG and Ringy, Rob Rizzo. Hats off to you, brother. And Naka, Alan, John, the whole crew.
Mind
Yeah,
Lab.
Mark, Mind Lab, Debbie. We had quite the good group there, and they worked hard, and it was a good time. So,
And the rest of I that comes together behind the scenes
oh
for it.
yeah, Tim Rushing, Darwin Gillespie, Dave White, and on down the list, Bob Voss, Dennis Grattencord, and Marcia. All the work that they did, Diane Voss, all of them worked hard to get it put together and pull it off. And
Yeah.
I'm missing a few names in there. I'm sorry. And then the Barclays and Emory helping where they want, where they could, things like that. It's a good group.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all a big help, and like I've said before, you're going to be hard pressed to find a group of people that are as friendly and helpful
Right.
as what you're going to run across at Swing Into Summer.
Yep. Yep. And there were more. Um, and if I didn't make everybody's name, I'm sorry, but it's uh,
We
well
thank you
well done.
all.
That's right. So with that, I'm out of here. You guys have a great night. Dennis, I'll be talking with you. We're getting close to D-Day there. A-Day.
Yeah.
Anchorage Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alaska.
Call me anytime you need anything or whatever. You know that. I'm always.
What's that? Yeah.
It sounds like he'll be calling you for a cake recipe.
I think I'm supposed to.
Yeah. I'll let her know.
Yeah.
I'm sure that can be arranged. So
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. So night all. Safe week. Probably talk with you Sunday. I don't know what Josh has got lined up, but surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm working on some things, got some pokers in the fire. Plus we're uh Emery and I sat down and had quite a talk Friday that who knows, we may have some surprises coming up.
Cool. Sounds good to
We'll
me.
see what happens.
All right, brother. Take care. Night all. Be
Night,
safe.
All
Chuck.
right. We'll
Bye
see
bye.
you, Chuck. Anything that you had to add, Dennis?
No, just echo all the sentiments. Great work by the whole team, and thanks to everybody that came. Like I said, everybody seemed to have a good time. Even though it was hot, but
Yep.
a lot of smiling faces running around the field. So it was nice to
Oh yeah.
see.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was, I mean, likewise, it was great to see you and Kevin and the Barclays and Tim and just the whole gang, Marcia and everybody. Great to see all of them again, and then some of the people that I hadn't met the last time.
Yeah, yeah. I got to visit with so many people this time. It was crazy. You know, oh, I mean, I
Might
had,
as well. It was too hot to do much else.
yeah, I had some really good long conversations with Heath and Gary and KG and, a bunch of different ones. Hot Mess. We went out to dinner with them that night.
Oh, nice.
Had a great time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it.
Yep.
So, yeah,
And that's I can't remember who it was that had mentioned it. I think it might have been on Bark's video. It was either on his video or somebody's post where they said people make the day.
yeah,
And I mean that sums it up right there.
yeah,
I mean, once everything's said and done, whatever was found on the field, whatever may have been won in prizes, that's all well and good. But in the end of the day, it's the people.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's what it's for. A fun get together with like-minded people, and
Yeah.
it worked really good.
Yep. And it was great to see another swing into summer come together and run as smoothly as it did, especially with the heat and everything.
Yeah,
Great to see Frankie again. And yeah, it was a good time. Next time, hopefully, it's a little cooler.
yeah, yeah. That would be nice. That would be nice. We'll put
But
an order in.
right, yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah,
Either way, though, we certainly appreciate you being there and Marcia and keeping us up to date on the spot price in the chat and all of that. And
yeah,
hopefully, well, I don't know. I guess we'll probably be having you guys back on again sometime after July to recap the Alaska trip.
yeah. That'll be fun. Yeah, hope we have a lot of good stories to tell. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be stories. Some of them may even be true.
Possibly, and hopefully they're not about me this time.
Right. There you go. There you go. Well, give my best to Marcia, Dennis, and
I
you
will.
have a wonderful evening as well, my
I
friend.
will. Thank you, Josh. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you.
Catch you later. Bye.
So, a recap of Swing into Summer. And I've said it before, I say it again. If you have not attended an event, Swing into Summer is the one to cut your teeth on. Or if you have attended other events and you're looking for a little something different, uh, this Barb is a veteran at events. And this was her first swing into summer. So it was a little something different for her as well. But she had a blast getting to meet all of these people that she had talked to before, maybe hadn't had the opportunity to meet them in person. Um, yeah, like I said, the end of the day, people make the day. And it was definitely good to see everyone again. Catch up with new friends, catch up with old friends. Very, very cool. Which is what I'm going to try to continue trying to stay very, very cool tonight. So, if you want to brave the heat and get out there and find it, get out there and find it. Post up the photos. You know how we like to see them. If you enjoyed the show, throw us a like. It couldn't hurt. We may have some surprises in the pipeline in the future. Just saying. You didn't hear it from me. Just saying. Just saying. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful evening. We are out of here. We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.